Hello everyone, my name's David Bent and welcome to my first weblog. I'm Director of Sustainable Business at Forum for the Future, and the reason for my blog is because tomorrow I have my first day as a policy fellow at the Centre for Science and Policy in Cambridge, where I'm exploring what is quite a big question really. I was going to say a small question, but it's really a big one, which is what's the role of business in the transition to a global sustainable economy. So I have 2 years to explore that, and of course it's not something that I can do by myself, and my purpose in holding this sort of blog is to ask you what you would do in my stead and ask you for your help. So in the next few minutes I'll just say a little bit about why I'm doing this, what doing the fellowship means, and then ask you how, or tell you how I think you can get involved. So first off, why am I doing this? Well, at Forum and across a number of different organisations, we believe that it's urgent that with the need to move to a sustainable economy. So an economy where people have fun, we have economic activity and success, but all within environmental limits and all adding to the social and political foundations that make for a good life. So that's the sort of end goal, but where we are now just isn't sustainable and isn't going to get there without some sort of corrective, probably drastic corrective and different action. So we have climate change, we have poverty, we have all sorts of different things. So we need to do something about it, and my role at Forum is trying to do something about it with business and inspiring business, activating business to be leading change agents at a system level really. So the fellowship on one level is all about how to do that better and how to encourage more businesses to play their part in that transition. But there's another reason why to focus on business, which is to do with our current political and historical context, our time and place today. In my view, we've spent the last 20 or 30 years really having a retreat of the state and having a reduction in the role of government and a sort of self-definition that governments will do less, and a position of politicians of, well, we'll let the market decide as much as possible. Well, that might be the right thing for many aspects of our lives, but I'm not sure it takes us to a world where people have fun with environmental limits and adding to social and political foundations. So that's one part. Governments have sort of ruled themselves out. At the same time, civil society can be very strong, it can be very effective, but is often very single issue and doesn't necessarily have the resources to take us on the transition. So that rules out business, it rules out civil society, rules out government, rules out civil society. Who's left? Well, it's business. And that actor in society has the combination of reach and incentives for the long term, if they get their definitions right, to make a big difference. Maybe. So an awful lot of work in sustainability and corporate sustainability is based on the idea that businesses will make a difference and it's in their rational long-term interest. But if we're realistic, actually there's not many businesses who are doing that. We have a small number of usual suspects who are at the top of the lists all the time. And then we have a large number of companies who are not doing very much. And then we have a small-ish, maybe medium-sized number of companies who are actively trying to prevent us moving towards a sustainable future. So on one level, business looks like one of the most important actors in getting us there to a sustainable future. On the other hand, we know it's not going to be them by themselves. And all that question about, well, how do you inspire to certain businesses, how do you remove the barriers for them, how can you do all of that, that's all in scope. So that's what I will be looking at. How can you have more businesses, how can you address the laggards and the deniers, and so on. So that's why I'm doing it, because I think business has an incredibly important role to play in the transition to a sustainable economy, and I want to get better at that personally in Forum, and I want to inspire and enable others to do the same. What is it doing? What does it mean to do the fellowship? Well, it starts off with visiting Cambridge. That's where I'm going tomorrow. I'll be there for 3 days, and across those 3 days I'm seeing about 20 people. I'm zigzagging across the town from college to college, from department to department, seeing professors of land economy and economics and business, and someone who runs the Sustainable Development Unit of the NHS, and people who work in innovation, someone who's a Nobel laureate. It's going to be very exciting. I read the names, I read the research topics, and I think to myself, wow, going to hopefully get loads and loads of interesting insights. That's one part of it. Another part of it, which comes later, is sort of using the networks that Cambridge and the Centre for Science and Policy have themselves. But then there's a lot which is really up to me, and a lot that I can do within my role at Forum. And I'm now at the stage where I'm thinking about, well, there's a certain amount which is set and easy and is part of a fellowship, and normally, what more can we do? What more can Forum do? What more can I do? And this brings me to the third thing, which is about how you can help and how you can get involved. I'd really love you to get in touch, whether in the comments below or via my Twitter feed, which is @DavidBent, or at my Forum email address, d.bent@forumforthefuture.org. And really it's about a few things. So firstly, what would you do in my place? Okay, you've got 2 years, you can go and ask anybody anything. Who would you ask? What would you ask them? What are the pots of thinking that you think most exciting, most interesting? Where are the experiments? Where are the initiatives? Where are the activities which really are little pockets of that future, pockets of that transition, the best places to learn from, the best examples to learn from? Where do you think the biggest opportunity is over the next 3 to 5 years for making a difference? Where is it realistic for business to lead? Where is it be others? How can we inspire those others to push business? What are the policy interventions? All of those things, I would love to have your thoughts, and I'd love to have your ideas. So get in touch, and hopefully you can be part of my journey and make what I do much more effective. And together, I mean, for me, part of a good result for the policy fellowship is building up a body of insights in how to make that transition. So that's one sort of output. An even better output for me would be that because of the way we've done this, then there is actually some change already happening out in the world, and there are more people more able, more inspired, more interested in making all of that happen. So I hope you could be part of that, and I look forward to hearing from you.